thought I'd just do a quick video on investigating this faulty memory board. It's one out of a Falcon, but I'm testing it on the H5 because it doesn't matter so much if I blow this one up. So as we can see, the diagnostic cartridge is going absolutely nuts. I've got it plugged into the serial port, which is connected over here on the PC. That is flashing up a block of ones, which is probably one of the ICs is missing power or something. So 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, so bits 8. I've looked at my schematic and bit 8 is also on bit 24, because this is a 32-bit board and it's obviously used on an ST, which is 16 bits. Two of the bits are actually linked together. And this chip here is data line 8, which is also linked over here to data line 24. So what I'm going to do first of all is continuity check that point to the IC and just make sure there is actually continuity there and continuity from the connector down to bit 8 on this IC. So this is the most dodgy camera setup in the history of camera setups. So let's see how we get on. Now we know from the schematic that this chip and this chip, one of them, or maybe both of them, is causing those 4-bit errors, and there's 4 bits being controlled by each of these chips. But again, because it's a 32-bit board, these chips are actually wired in parallel. So a bit of a mystery which one is faulty. So we'll start by just checking it has power, and which one's a ground pin? Ground is that one. No, testing wrong chip. Power. Ground. Okay, chip has power. So third pin down on the second chip. That's one of the data lines. That's connected to that one. Second pin down on the second chip. That one should go somewhere up there. Yep. So 2 of the bits are connected. So I think I've looked under the microscope at the joints and everything looks fine, but I did a board earlier before this one and that one continuity checked fine, but I resoldered it and it solved the problem. So let's move that a bit. So I think we'll just see if we can resolder it a bit, both the chips, and see if that helps or not. Some flux on there. Let's see. See if we can actually get it in focus on the magnifier. So this one. That's one chip done. Let's try this one. I think that's reflowed them two chips, so I'll go plug it back in the machine. I'll watch it not work again. Yep, still the same fault, and I bet we've still got the same error as well. Still the same error bits. So I'll have a closer look at those two chips. So I've been having a closer look under the magnifier, and you can probably just about see that the chip isn't contacting the pad underneath. There's actually a gap, so how many pins actually have that gap? It's very difficult to hold a camera and the board at the same time. So it looks like those 3 pins on the right aren't actually soldered down at all, but all the ones next to it are. So I'm going to resolder them pins with a bit more solder and see what happens. So wonky cam vision enabled. We'll put some flux on there, solder. See if I can do this even though I can't hardly see anything what I'm doing because the camera's in the way. And see if that looks like it's soldered on this time. Looks like it's soldered down. See if we can view it at any angle. Okay, so I've got a bit of a whisker on that one. So I'll just check this on my little magnifier, see what it's like now. Yep, those are soldered on, so back to the computer. Oh, zoom in, no, zoom out. Right, watch it not work again. So, still something amiss somewhere. Back to the magnifier. So it still looks like those pins I tried to resolder still have dodgy contacts on the second 2 pins. Look. Yep, so the second and third pins still aren't connecting. Very difficult to see anything at these angles. So let's have another go. And now we have a short across 2 pins. I'll just go across the lot and hopefully it'll solder down. Bit more flux. So I'll check under the little magnifier. Yeah, still a short on them 2 pins. Let's try a bit of solder wick on it. See if we've sucked too much solder off or not. No, still looks okay. So back to the computer. And it still won't work. Oh, 4 megabyte. That's the maximum. So give it a test. And this takes decidedly forever. Hello to the exxos community, who is probably losing the will to live right now listening to me waffle on about this memory board. Come on, go faster. Ta-da! So now what we'll need to do is take this board out and test it in a Falcon. Right, my test Falcon is now hooked up, so hopefully there won't be a terrible fire. Looking promising. So come on, show me the 14 meg. Marvellous. So what we do now, we boot the main RAM test program. Come on, boot. We want ST RAM. Yeah, it's supposed to actually help if I plug the keyboard in. Never ever plug things in with the power on. And away we go. So I'll leave that on for an hour or so and start having a look at the other boards that have dodgy joints on them somewhere. So how many have we got to go? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 more boards to look at. Hours of fun ahead. Bye now.